Hello, Senior 2. Now we're going to explain a new lesson. Our lesson today about respiratory system in human. Okay. First word or the first part about your respiratory system. Okay, I want you to know the fine details about your structure of the respiratory system. Okay, look here carefully. First part is the frontal sinus or the nasal, okay, cavity, the nose, okay, nose. Then the nose led to the nasal cavity, okay, inside the nose, led to pharynx, and the pharynx is a common part between digestive and respiratory system. Okay, now after pharynx here, we will get down slowly into larynx or the voice box. Then we will travel to the trachea, and the trachea will divide at the lower part into two parts, okay, bronchus and bronchus, okay, two bronchi, and each bronchus, okay, will get inside one of the two lungs, and also will be branchiated into small branches inside the lung, two bronchioles, and the end of bronchiole, okay, surrounded with sacs named by alveoli, okay, the name of alveoli meaning of the air sacs that are present inside the two lungs. We have here two lungs, left lung and the right lung. The last muscle is diaphragm, and diaphragm is a muscle that help in respiration or breathing by going up and going down to increase the volume or decrease the volume of the chest cavity. Let's go to the first knowledge about our respiratory system and air entrance. Okay, how can the air enter your respiratory system or two lungs? First, air enter the body by two openings, okay, or through two openings. First one mouth, second one nose, okay, but scientists prefer nose than mouth, because first one, this passage is warm as lined with numerous blood capillaries. Okay, your nose is warm because of the presence of blood capillaries. Number two, this passage is moist as or because of secretion of mucus. Number three, this passage also filtered the air from any microbes, from dust, because of the presence of hair. Number two, the pharynx. Pharynx, as we said before, is common path between digestive system and respiratory system. Larynx is known by the voice box because of consist of vocal cords. Vocal cords by vibration produce sound. Trachea or trachea, okay, tubes that or tube that follow the larynx. Okay, this tube from where the air can enter the trachea, okay, the larynx. Trachea will contain cartilage, the very important information. This cartilage, its size about 3/4 ring. Why 3/4 not complete ring cartilage? Due to their movement, okay, to keep the air entrance be open always, okay, not collapse or close, which prevent the trachea wall from collapse, thus maintaining an opening passageway for air. The inner surface of the trachea is lined with cilia. So you have here two informations about the trachea. First one or three informations. The upper part is larynx, where air can get inside the trachea. Number two, about the cartilage, and the cartilage size about 3/4, okay, to keep the opening or the open oval of trachea always open, okay, without any collapse. Number 3, the inner surface of the trachea is lined with cilia, and cilia here, like your lashes inside your eyes, okay, that expel out any dust, any small particle that can enter your eyes. Okay, cilia here work as same because it expel out any microbes, any dust, okay, any particles of food that can get inside your trachea and will obstacle its work. Okay, at the end, okay, the trachea is divided into lower part into 2 bronchi. Number 5, 2 bronchi, okay, so the trachea divided into 2 bronchi. The 2 bronchi, each bronchus enter the lung, where it divides and subdivides into smaller and smaller bronchioles. Each bronchiole finally open into one of the many alveoli or air sacs. Finally, okay, each lung contains about 600 million of alveoli or air sacs per each lung. Number 1 of notes, I want you to know the thin alveoli wall, okay, like blood vessels, okay. Any parts inside your body help in exchange, gas exchange. It will have to be thin. Like alveoli or alveolar walls are considered actual respiratory surface, as they are surrounded with a large network of blood capillaries. Blood receives oxygen from the alveolar air and carries it to the rest of the body. It gives out carbon dioxide to alveoli in return, so that may get rid of it. So you if you focus here, your alveoli structure walls have to be thin to ease its gas exchange. Number 2, the whole group of alveoli and bronchioles connected to them together with a huge network of capillaries, blood capillaries. Why? Because blood carry the gases, if carbon dioxide to be exchanged inside the 2 lungs, or oxygen that can be exchanged with the carbon dioxide to the blood by diffusion. So here the work is completed by blood capillaries and alveoli, and both of them thin and wall to help in gas exchange. Third note, during each respiratory cycle or inspiration and expiration, the aeration of the lung doesn't exceed 10% of its capacity. It's very important information. Why? Not all the air inside your lung can get out or get in, because your lungs have to contain air always to not be collapsed, to not be closed tightly and can't be open again. Okay, first one, 10%. Also the ratio varies according to 2 things. Okay, we have here 2 things that control the capacity of air inside your lung. First one, about your state, if you are in exercise, if you're in state. Number 2, depth of inspiration. At the end of expiration, a part of air is always left inside your lungs, as I said before, okay, to warm the new air coming to the lungs. Prevent adhesion of the alveoli. Adhesion meaning collapse or closing the walls of the alveoli. The human lungs are characterized by having a large surface of area. Large surface of area you get before in some parts inside your cranium. First in root hair, large number, mitochondria, cresti, large number, villi, also folded to increase surface area, and also we have here a huge number of alveoli to large surface area through which gas exchange occurs. The change in rate and depth of respiration are accompanied with similar change in heartbeats. Why? Due to by gas exchange that goes to heart again, and consecutive with bombing with the heart to all body parts. So here it's a completely machine. This is regulated by the center of respiration in the brain. Okay, this is part you will know clearly about it in a second term. Respiratory system in man plays an important role in excretion of water. Okay, the amount of water that can get out by your lungs is 500 centimeter cube daily. From total water is 2,500 centimeter cube. Okay, so is about 1/5 of total water that get out from your body. The water is necessary for dissolving oxygen and carbon dioxide for gas exchange. So air, okay, get inside your nose is in gaseous state, and still in trachea gaseous state, still in bronchioles in gaseous state. Then till reach to the alveoli. Alveoli contain water, okay, or water vapor. Why? To dissolve oxygen and carbon dioxide that help in their gas exchange between blood capillaries and vice versa. Respiration in plant. Plant different in respiration than human, because human more complex. Okay, while in plant, okay, the machine here is simple more. Okay, green plants absorb light energy from the sun and transform it to chemical energy for photosynthesis process. Photosynthesis process, while it's okay by formation of glucose, okay, and oxygen gas. Glucose and oxygen gas will get inside another step is respiration. Okay, so here we have two types of respiration, as we said before, aerobic and anaerobic respiration. If it get inside aerobic respiration, so glucose and oxygen gas will get inside this process. If it gets inside anaerobic respiration, so glucose only will be oxidized to pyruvic acid and get inside anaerobic to produce if lactic acid or ethanol and the carbon dioxide gas. So we have here two routes for respiration, maybe aerobic or anaerobic respiration, but both of them produce glucose that result from photosynthesis process previously. Gases exchange. We have two steps or two ways about gas exchange. Okay, first one about the plant that primitive plant in structure, meaning of primitive plant in structures don't consist of deeply tissues, so the whole plant surrounded with air, so can exchange air easily, okay, without any special system. Number two, in vascular plants, meaning of vascular plants, so it consists of vascular tissues, xylem and phloem. Okay, how can the gases, oxygen or carbon dioxide get out from the tissue? We have here some ideas about this. First one, through stomata of leaf. When they open, air enters to the air chambers and then diffuses through the intercellular spaces, spreading to various parts of the plant. Oxygen then diffuses through the cell membrane and dissolves in water of the cell. So here, first mechanism or first way, okay, maybe by stomata with the diffusion. Number two, oxygen may enter the plant through the roots. So we have here second position, can the gases get inside xylem by root with absorption or by impartation by cell wall. Okay, so gas can get inside the plant with the root. Number three, through the stomata that spread on the surface, okay, by spread. Stomata, okay, that spread all over parts inside the plant, maybe leaves or green stems, through lenticles or any cracks meaning any breaks inside the trunk of the plant or the woody stem, okay, also can help in entering the gases. Okay, very important note, carbon dioxide resulting from respiration of the plant. okay, that expel out to the external environment by direct diffusion. So carbon dioxide get out by getting in oxygen from stomata by diffusion from plant cells that are directly exposed to the external environment, while in case of vascular or deep stated cells, gaseous exchange occur by mutual diffusion of carbon dioxide return to xylem and vessels of phloem, the tissue which passes carbon dioxide return to stomata, then to external to atmosphere. So carbon dioxide here only one way, not can get out by root, but get with the stomata. We have here a complete relation between photosynthesis processes and cellular respiration. Okay, first sun produce light that falls on green plastid or chloroplast. With their chlorophyll, they will absorb the light and change into chemical energy, okay, chemical potential energy inside the chlorophyll, and by excitation it will form ATP and form glucose. Okay, glucose after will get inside mitochondria and get to cellular respiration and multiple of oxidation of glucose molecule. It will produce carbon dioxide and water, and carbon dioxide water can get for second time inside chloroplast to make photosynthesis process again. Experiment on the respiration. We have here a very important question, okay, inside your exam about activities. Okay, هنا activity about green parts of the plant. Okay, we have here sugary solution, okay, with yeast, and yeast activated when eat what sugar. After eating, it will make a fermentation. This fermentation produce a very little amount of ATP, 2 ATP as we said, from anaerobic respiration. Okay, sugary solution and yeast for a little part. Okay, yeast will be activated by make an alcoholic fermentation on sugary solution. So we have here two products. First one, ethanol. Number two, carbon dioxide will be evolved. If I want to test the formation of carbon dioxide, I will use lime water. If it same without turbidity, so carbon dioxide not be produced, or if the lime water change to be turbid, so carbon dioxide is produced. By observation, we will find that lime water change to turbid, so carbon dioxide is produced. That means yeast make an fermentation or anaerobic respiration, produce ethanol. So the liquid here change to ethanol, and the carbon dioxide gas will evolve that help in turbidity of lime water. Okay, in number one, green plants in the pot has respired and produce carbon dioxide, which cause the turbidity of lime water. So means if the plant or the yeast, okay, can't make fermentation, so carbon dioxide will not produced. Okay, that's mean carbon dioxide will not produce, meaning that lime water will not change. Experiment number two, to illustrate the process of alcoholic fermentation, put a sugar solution, as we said before, in molasses or dilute with double of its volume with water in a conical flask. Add a piece of yeast and mix it through. Close the flask with stopper, okay, as we said in the last experiment. Dip the free end of the tube into beaker containing lime water. Leave the apparatus in a warmer place for several hours. Observation: gas bubbles that present or formed represent carbon dioxide. Lime water become turbid. That's confirm that carbon dioxide is formed. Conclusion: turbidity of lime water is proof that carbon dioxide gas has been evolved as a result of the anaerobic respiration of the yeast. There is another kind of fermentation. Okay, we have two types of fermentation that we explained before in last lesson: acidic fermentation and alcoholic fermentation. Yeast represent alcoholic fermentation and they produce ethanol or ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. Number two, acidic fermentation, that is present inside your body in muscles or bacteria that use the pyruvic acid and to prevent lactic acid. Okay, carried out by several kinds of bacteria, produce an acidic instead of alcohol. Many milk products as cheese, butter, yogurt are manufactured by this kind of fermentation. Thank you and wish you all luck.